Welcome to the Sales Influence Podcast, where we talk about finding the why and how people buy. I'm your host, Victor Antonio. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for lending me those wonderful ears. And if you're watching this on video, I appreciate those eyeballs as well. So today I want to talk about training for results. So if you're a manager, a coach, or a mentor, somebody has to share, educate, this one is just for you. Now, I started using this format so I can have a greater impact on the people I speak to or train. And what I want to do is share with you this three-part program that I put together. I should say a three-part formula, probably would be more accurate, of how you can use it to train more effectively or even coach more effectively. So let's assume that you have a 30-minute session, right? I want you to take a third of that time, and I want you to use that third to really explain whatever concept you're trying to explain. Again, take 1/3 of that time, whatever the time frame is. Take 1/3 of the time to explain the concept in its fullest. Now, explaining the concept to somebody is one thing. Getting them to understand it is another thing. So, in the second third, let's say the second 10 minutes, now what you want to do is do a quick exercise with the group or show a case study. Exercise or case study, doesn't matter. Show them this concept in action. So now you've explained the concept. You've walked through some examples of this concept, some case studies. Again, maybe make them go through an exercise. Then the last or the most important piece is what I want you to do is make it applicable to their daily lives or their business. And that's where the real understanding comes. You first understand the concept. Then you give them case studies, a little exercise to do to see if they really understand what that exercise is, that concept is. But the last part is actually implementing it. So now, for example, you'll say, now it's your turn, students, audience, group, salespeople, to tell me how you would use this concept. And then let them sit there, really work through the concept, and then have a discussion where you're able to reflect on what they're saying, how they're implementing the tool, and maybe provide some course-correcting action. So again, this training for results is very simple. 1, explain the concept. 2, show them some examples or make them do an exercise. But the final piece is where they apply it to their business and how they, do things on a daily basis. If you can do that, you'll have something more substantial at the end to really talk about. Typically what happens in training or mentoring or coaching is that we give people information, but because they don't have a visual of how it might work or they don't know how to really apply it to their business, by the end of the day, that concept will almost be in the ether. It'll be forgotten about, in other words. So, simple training for results formula. Explain the concept, case studies and exercise. Third, how does it apply to your business and how would you use it? Try this and let me know what you think. This is Victor Antonio, wrapping this up. Again, leave me some feedback on iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, Pandora, Spotify. I'm pretty much everywhere now. So check it out. Always love to hear from you. By the way, thank you for your comments. I do read some, especially if you're on YouTube. I definitely read your comments. So please keep leaving me some feedback. I do appreciate it. And on that note, this is Victor Antonio, always reminding you, selenate hard when you know how. Take care.
Hi, I'm Victor Antonio. I'm an author, sales trainer, and keynote speaker. I'm often asked, what makes a great speaker? Is it someone who delivers real content that the audience can use? Is it someone who engages the audience so they're part of the learning experience? Or is it someone who can motivate an audience to push them beyond their comfort zone and discover new abilities? The answer is yes. But the most important thing to remember is that I'm not there to look good. I'm there to make my client look good. Simply put, it's never about me, and it's always about them.